nemesis, and that intensity is something I carry around in my quote unquote shoot life. 2 weeks ago, it was stipulated that the Exotic Ones, this version of the Exotic Ones being Tommy Too Much and Simon Sermon, took on what was called then the Tribulation. Our members being J-Rod and CJ Awesome for the PWA Tag Team titles. Now, that should have been the end of it. But the way that they're worked out is that the fans, if you're going to the hill entrance, there's a part where the fans are almost in your face. And I heard a bunch of the fans start screaming to me that they were going to bring their belts to the no disqualifications match. Now, I should have just kayfabed them. I should have just ignored them and said, hey, whatever. But I didn't. And I told them, you bring your belts, you bring your straps. We don't care. We're still going to walk out with the titles, Now, I said on the microphone, and once again, this is why the Facebook apology went out, because you guys know you don't get too many apologies out of me, And this wasn't a Raven apology, This wasn't a half-hearted. Like I really mean that because of what happened. Well, fans showed up for the leather strap match, as they have deemed it, even though it was really just no disqualifications. Now, what was told was that there were going to be belts in the four corners, and that Tommy Too Much and Simon Sermon and J-Rod and CJ Awesome would be able to actually use them. Somehow miscommunication happened, and security brought 10 people around the guardrail. Now, when you have CJ Awesome, I've talked to him since then, and he said that he always wondered what it was like to be part, and this is a complete shoot, part of the Dudley Boys in ECW. And if you're part of something wicked, part of the Merchants of Death, part of what was called the Tribulation, if you're associated with me, we're going to push the boundaries. Because there are guys that go out there and half-ass do a heel character. They want to come out and high-five, kiss babies. You guys know it. Ace Haven loved the guy to death. He hasn't been doing it recently. But he was playing, and I understood what he was playing. He was trying to play the psychological, like, I don't know, I'm a heel type heel. But him and Amy were still going out and high-fiving people. And I said, you can't do that. That's the reason why guys like me have to go above and beyond that barrier. Now Jeff G. Bailey does that as well, but Jeff G. Bailey, I think people kind of respect and probably he's the old guy. They see me as a young punk, and here I come out with this sometimes with a Hitler mustache and then this extravagant mohawk, and they instantly hate me. And that's good in this business if you know how to control that type of heat. But these fans were allowed to come over the guardrail. Once again, I take responsibility because it shouldn't have even been put out there like that. It shouldn't have been a leather strap match to begin with, so the fans shouldn't have even been pulled like that. There should have been no miscommunication. And the fans proceeded to jump and beat the living hell out of J-Rod and CJ Awesome. CJ Awesome got hit across the face. Had his nipple ring half pulled out.
Time out. I have to jump in for a second because you cannot accept, and with all due respect.
Hold on, Eddie. I told, and I know, and I will let you retort because I know we're going to get some phone calls tonight, and we will put the number out there because I know a lot of people have a lot to say about this, and I'm going to wrap it up really quick. Now, I accept full responsibility for this for the simple fact it shouldn't have been that to begin with. I should never have even acknowledged the fact that the leather straps and belts were going to be brought by the fans. But I did. I also did it in an internet promo, which you can see on YouTube.
Okay, you're a heel. Heels lie.
I know that, sir. I know that. It's the old Chris Jericho, but people don't understand that. People in Piedmont, people at Peach State, and for the most part now in Montford, they think that everything is a 100% God honest truth because I'm type of heel that I tell you my guys are going to do it, and then we go out and do it. And people don't like that. People don't like their nose rubbed in their own feces, but it happens. So J-Rod gets the crap beat out of him, and he has marched from the top of his head all the way to the back of his legs, they said. And CJ Awesome had his nipple ring halfway ripped out, had the top of his ear kind of nicked off. He said he has a leather strap all the way across his chest and across the front part of his face. Now this was because one of the dumbasses had a horse harness.
Oh God!
And he was one of the guys brought over. The guy that had the heart attack, the guy that pushed me 2 weeks ago or a month ago, the guy that continuously went after J-Rod was allowed to walk around this by security because Shane Knowles and Mike Jackson were in the back. Security let these guys walk over there.
Then that's security.
And they chose this guy. They chose this guy to go out there with a horse harness and beat the crap out of these guys. And of course, J-Rod and CJ fought back, of course. And fans got knocked out and got the crap beat out of them.
Oh, God.
It should be. But once again, I accept full responsibility. It has nothing to do with Peach State Wrestling Alliance.
Right.
It is all on me. Now, when I was getting ready to leave, now Knox actually wrestled Josh Storm. Josh Storm had a benefit show early in the day, but 10 or 15 of his family members had made their way over to the event. Now, when Knox demolished Josh Storm, because of course Josh Storm, great talent, but he's not Chris Knox. Chris Knox, being the unlucky charm, Chris Knox destroyed the local scene, Josh Storm. And I held him up because Billy Knight hit the ring. Billy Knight is actually having some problems with his nephew being Josh Storm. So Billy Knight came to me before and he's like, hey, I need you to do me a favor. Universal Independent Wrestling's own Billy Knight, who is a legend in the South, asks you for a favor. You don't turn it down. It's like the Mafia. You can't. So Knox and myself, Knox held Josh Storm up, and I lit a fireball. Now, let me tell you something. I tried to light a fireball on Mr. Hughes, and it didn't go off. If this fireball would have went off on Mr. Hughes, me and Mr. Hughes would have fought in the ring. I'm telling you guys, like a shoot fight. This fireball was so big that it burnt Knox's hands, and it blew all the facial hair off of Josh Storm's face, and what little bit of chest hair he had, gone. I kid you not. He says that half his eyebrows are gone too, and I believe him, because when it ignited, and it was dead in his chest, and it went off. As we were leaving, because I was suspended by Shane Knowles, which was good because it gave us an opportunity to actually get to AWA and make sure that we were there, and I couldn't tell you that, obviously, Maybo, because we know when we talked the other day, I couldn't tell you that because I didn't know for sure, what was going to happen.
Yeah, no, you told me in the message, you're like, look, if we make it, we're going to be late.
Yeah.
So I took it as, maybe they'll make it, maybe they won't, no big deal, we'll hit them on a full show.
Yes, sir. Well, what ended up happening is he goes, and we get suspended. Obviously, early in the night, Shane Knowles, for those that have heard, was actually fined by the Georgia Athletic Commission $1,000 for coming in the ring with a chair, which is a no-no, especially as a promoter. Anybody that's a booker or promoter knows you can't do that. So between that, me helping reinstate Cowboy Dusty McWilliams, who I don't really like, but he was wronged, and then the fireball, and then that just escalated, and CJ Awesome and J-Rod paid for it, and like I said, once again, I will apologize for it. But we left. We left, immediately hit the road for AWA. Knox's wife calls and says, there is a large black man dead in the ring. I said, what the? She says, there's a large black man laid out dead in the ring. And I thought, oh my God. And I knew instantly, I said, oh my God, it's Brian Blaze. MOD member Brian Blaze, not MOD member there because MOD doesn't exist in AWA, but Daniel Alexander suplexes now right at the last second. Sherry Carter was told that the ring that she had been told for 3 weeks was going to book, fell through. So she went to a last minute ditch effort. Now, when yes, I hear that snicker. When the boards were being brought in, Sartain said, "Man, that wood doesn't look safe. It looks like it may crack." Had their assurance, there was assured. Now, like I said, 145 paid people there.
Please tell me the ring that she used doesn't belong to a certain person that you and I both know belongs to.
The ring fell through. The ring absolutely fell through.
Tell me off air.
On a suplex.
Now, this is in Munford, correct?
Yes,
sir.
Okay.
An hour and 41 minutes later, after the event started, after Munford starts, Knox and I roll up. They're still working on the ring. They had to go to Lowe's in Oxford and get plywood to go back and fix this ring. Now, the guy that does the ring had the audacity afterwards to be like, like he was offended that they were only going to give him half the money. I'd have told him to kiss my ass. He wouldn't get any of it. We went out and cut a 15-minute promo, which, probably will never see air because, there's no recordings there. But we went out and they tore it up. And Knox is now your AWA heavyweight champion. The unlucky charm, Chris Knox. But all anybody wants to talk about is the fact that the ring broke. Now, for the most part, when we got there were probably 130 people left. So probably only 30-something of those people left, which is a a testament to Sherry Carter, to Iceman Rod Storm, to Joey Sartain, to all of AWA, to Naja, to Extreme Heat refused to wrestle. And he's like, that ain't safe. I ain't going in it. So Extreme Heat left. So of course John Williams of the Bullets, one of the greatest tag teams in the Southeast today, stepped up and wrestled in his spot against Naja and almost beat Naja. But of course at PCW they've had some of the greatest battles ever. And you can't, if you have a bad match with John Williams, you don't need to be in the business. That's plain and simple. So they went out and they tore it up. Ace Haven wrestled Adam Roberts. Adam Roberts hasn't wrestled in years. Been done. He's been making, like as Ace said, he takes a crap. Adam Roberts takes a crap. It makes more money than we do because he's sitting there sewing the entire time, making some of the people that you see, you're like, holy crap, that is a great outfit on WWE or on TNA.
Yep.
Adam Roberts probably made it. Not that much in TNA anymore, but definitely in WWE. All that stuff the MVP does in Japan now, Adam Roberts made that. All of Cody Rhodes stuff, Adam Roberts made that. All the stuff that you see Randy Orton makes, Adam Roberts. Beth Phoenix, Adam Roberts. All of that. That man wrestled, had a nail go through his elbow.
Ouch.
Ugh.
Did not complain a single time. Adam Roberts did not complain a single time. Now that is professionalism. For whatever it's worth, all that went through, Brian Blaze was fine, thank God. Went out, Sherry Carter held AWA together and made sure that those fans were entertained. Went out, free autographs, took care of them with free drinks. See, maybe you and Tunsy wouldn't even have to pay. You would have gotten them for free, and you would have also had to get to eat them for free if everything would have worked out. So I do apologize.
That's all right, man.
But PWA, I apologize to those fans wholeheartedly. I've talked to Shane Knowles. I've talked to CJ Awesome, who's talked to J-Rod. Now, CJ and J-Rod, now I've heard people are going to be calling in. It's 205-316-9900. We will accept your calls after the interview we have coming up. But 205-316-9900 for anybody. And if you want to come on and just dog cuss me for whatever reason.
No, not dog cuss.
Without the cussing, if you want to chastise me for the PCA, that is fine. 205-316-9900.
And Mabo, what's the gimmick phrase as far as the language goes?
Hell damn an ass.
Thanks for playing. All right. Now, and folks, for the record, for those of you listening, that was the encapsulated version from Wicked Nemesis. You should have.
Oh, Lord, yes.
Yeah, you can hear him go long form. We're actually working on that. Because, first off, what? No.
NWA Pro. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I have a headless mic. I'm actually on Skype tonight, and it says 30 feet. If I go 10 feet around the corner, it goes off.
Yeah,
but if I'm walking straight from my computer, I can walk beyond 30 feet, and it'll pick up. I do apologize. But NWA Pro South, what happened there Friday night?
Dude,
those
let's cover
fans
that later.
are pretty heated.
Let's cover that later. I love Pro South. I really do. We're 9 minutes before the top of the hour. We've got some other stuff we want to hit.
I'm just going to say, great stuff, great professionalism. Okay, now go, Eddie.
Okay, thank you. Like I said, he stays busy with very good reason. Couple of things real quick. For those of you listening on the who've been checking out the 24/7 channel over BeyondRingside.com, it is now listed through Shoutcast. You can listen to Beyond Ringside's 24/7 channel, courtesy of the new Android app, as well as the new iPhone app for Shoutcast. Special thank you to everybody over at our hosting facility who is working to get all the new apps up and running full steam through Beyond Ringside. So from that vantage point, and let me go ahead and say this, we are, in addition to hosting the Best of Beyond Ringside over on Shoutcast, we are also going to be working to put together individualized audio segments. So therein lies the funny part, because I was making the joke about Wicked Nemesis actually being able to go long form more than the encapsulated version. He'll have that opportunity in a full 30-minute run. Mark Mabo Bowman will have that opportunity in a full 30-minute format, as well as Brooks Logan. I'm gonna go ahead and say Paulie Shore. Shoot me. Sorry, Wells. And it's really bad timing that I say it like that too, because cast member has fallen at this point, and I'm going to say this. Paul has undergone some serious circumstances and is in, from what I understand, relatively good medical condition. I'm not going to go into full detail on it, but right now the entire team and, of course, extended family members are coming together. And Paul, brother, you're in our thoughts, you're in our prayers, and we hope you get back up to 100% real soon, and definitely get everything worked out, and the door is always open here in future days. You are definitely friend, you are definitely family, and we look forward to having you back in the team very soon. Been in communication on and off with Brooks Logan. He has got a brand new job that he has been working, but he knows the door is definitely open Sunday nights 5:30 p.m. And because there's some issues, not necessarily. There's some things that Brooks has said in a public forum in recent days that I'm sure he would like to have an opportunity to address, and he knows that this forum has always been open and will always be open for him to address those as well. So like I said, the entire cast is going to, and plus we're also working with some other folks, including Mark Grayson, who runs Georgia Wrestling Fans. He will be hosting a segment here on BR that's going to run average about 10 minutes per week, to where he will be having a Georgia wrestling update as far as upcoming shows for that week over in the state of Georgia. I'm actually working to get contacts in the other 48 states to do full-scale statewide calendars for their states that will be running on the Best of Beyond Ringside, BR 24/7. Once again, the player is available through Shoutcast. You can get the Shoutcast app through Android as well as iPhone. We are still very much available through iTunes. A lot of people know what my daytime job is. A lot of people don't. And for the people who don't, I don't care to talk about it that much. There's a reason. And Wicked Nemesis has just gone 11 feet around the corner. Either that or he found the vibrator. I don't know. That's a running gag from last week.
Vibrator!
There you go. And... But like I say, from that vantage point, we're working to get even more outlets in place to where you can catch Beyond Ringside live as well as the Best of Beyond Ringside, not only through Shoutcast but other outlets as well. Like I say, when you go to the Best of BR through the .com, you can open it up through, I believe it's through Winamp, through Windows Media Player, through QuickTime, and through one other. Windows Media Player, RealTime, QuickTime. And I can't remember the fourth one. I'm sorry.
Flash Adobe.
No.
Red Mercury.
No.
Nintendo.
No. Not even Green Lantern or Young Justice.
Dude, did you watch that?
Yeah, I saw both of them.
Did you see have you watched them on a regular basis?
Yes, I watch them both on a regular. I have all the episodes of GL right now.
Dude, did you see where they jumped 5 years in the future on Young Justice?
Nope, haven't seen that one. I saw the
one
that
yesterday's.
Not yet, obviously not yet, because I saw the one that DVD'd from last week.
Okay, well, yeah. Spoiler alert. I just spoiled it for you. My bad.
It's okay. I don't want to say anything about the GL series because I know Wicked Nemesis hadn't had a chance to catch that many of the episodes, or at least as of the last conversation.
Oh, Brian Alexander got on to me about that too. He was like, "Man, it is great. You have no idea." So yeah, Brian Alexander made me. He's like, "You got to watch that."
Well, I wouldn't say it's great. I'd say it's good, but I'm just ticked off that it's the Red Lanterns and not the Sinestro Corps. But
I've heard they started introducing the Sapphire rings yesterday. So
yeah, yesterday was Sapphire. Saint Walker from the Blue Lanterns was on a couple episodes ago.
Then I think I missed that one.
Huh? You missed that one? Yeah, it was when they were on. It's actually it was when when Mogo they introduced Mogo.
Okay. Like I said, I've got them all on DVR.
But,
I've got them all on DVR. I'm moving them to DVD as we speak.
Yeah, and then they're gonna have they've been showing the yellow crystals, but it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, I saw the episode.
I just don't like the CGI.
Well, I mean, think about it. They're doing the same style as Justice League Unlimited from a few years back in order to keep the DC Universe continuity.
No, Justice League never was CGI.
Justice League Unlimited
was never CGI. Don't put money on it because you will lose.
There were some episodes.
No, remember my geek is bigger than yours.
That's what the blow-up doll said.
Regardless. She still walks away satisfied.
There you go. I have an air compressor. You don't. Extreme Rules from WWE coming up in approximately 1 hour and 3 minutes from every once in a while we do talk wrestling and mixed martial arts around here. Speaking of MMA, I did get a chance to catch the fight from last week. We didn't cover it that much here on BR due to extended circumstances, but had a chance to catch the Jones-Rashad Evans fight, and I was very, not necessarily happy with the result because I honestly thought that Rashad Evans was going to have more of a chance to do what he does best, but he was just completely outmatched by Jones. And if you still get a chance, the fight is still available on pay-per-view, and I'm sure about 2 or 3 other 100 streaming outlets. And for the record, if you try to post a link in the chat room to where Extreme Rules is going to be streamed this evening, that URL will come up as blocked, and you'll be kicked from the room. Send them in a private message. Dumbass. And let's see. I'm not openly advertising for 600 websites. Also, I got into a message firefight over the weekend over on the Beyond Ringside Friends page. Now, we do direct everybody to facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live. But I will say this, and this is our page. I run the page, and I run it as I see fit. Let me say this. If you want to promote a professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing sports promotion that has an upcoming event, please feel free to post a link to your event page. Post your poster on there. Tag us in your poster. Whatever. If you want to post a link to a retail site, I'll take that down and block you in the blink of an effing eye. So, I will say it very clearly. If you have a promotion, or if you're just trying to get yourself over, hey, I'm a wrestler, I want to get over, I want to get exposure, fine, put the link to your fan page up there. Put it to your friends page, and put it to your .com. If you want to say, hey, I also make these really cool bandanas, take it somewhere else. Because
what if the retail site sells wrestling apparel and merchandise?
Then they can ask me first.
DVDs?
Then they can send me a message and ask me first. It's called respect. I'm not going to go on your page and try to sell Beyond Ringside or Global Championship Wrestling or ACW or AWA or Playboy TV DVDs without your permission, because the fact that I'm going to make money on the deal, and I think it's only fair that I do show the respect to the owner of that site and ask permission. So yeah, if you want to send me a message, it's like, dude, I'm really trying to make some money. I need some cash, and I've got these DVDs that I want to sell, or I make T-shirts for a living, and I'm just trying to get my bills paid up. Sure, send me a message, let me know, and then I'm pretty much going to be cool with it. I'm not even going to ask for a cut of the proceeds. I'll ask for a T-shirt for all 4 of us on the show. Large, double XL, triple XL, and I think it's 2 XLs. Now, Wicked, you're what?
Double XL, sir.
Okay, so it's 2 XLs, a double XL, and a triple XL, right, Mabo?
Why am I going to be a triple XL? Why are you a fatty?
I thought you were a triple XL, dude.
Why you gotta say it? Why are you trying to make it like I'm a fatty patty, dude? Come on, what the crap?
You're a very sturdy individual.
No, you're trying to sound a very fat individual.
I never said fat.
Kung Fu Panda!
It's just not right, man. You sit there and wear triple X shirts. I'm trying to sound fat. That's messed up.
Maybub, what size T-shirt do you wear?
Well, normally I wear a double XL, but, my shoulders are kind of broad, so I usually take triple X.
See, that's why I said you're a very sturdy
individual.
individual.
No, but you said that you're trying to make me sound like a fatty patty. Nope.
I never said that.
Fatty patty, nope.
Quit your PMSing.
Fatty patty, nope.
And we'll be right back on Beyond Ringside.
Hi, I'm Ryan Seacrest for RAD. Over 300 people in this country are killed every week by a drunk driver. That's the equivalent of 2 747 plane crashes every single week. And the problem isn't going away unless we all do our part to stop it. So if you see someone who's about to drive after drinking, get the keys. Don't leave it up to anyone else. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
This is Awesome Austin Creed, the smartest man in this industry called pro wrestling, the valedictorian of this business. You are locked in to Beyond Ringside.
8. I deliver your Sunday paper every week.
7. We work on the same floor.
1 in 8 Americans is struggling with hunger.
6. Our kids walk to school together every day,
including millions of children and seniors.
5. We chat in the elevator at work sometimes.
4. I'm your cashier at the grocery store.
Who's the 1 in 8 in your life that needs help? You can make a difference through Feeding America at feedingamerica.org/1 in 8. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
This is Gabe Sapolsky from Dragon Gate USA and Evolve Pro Wrestling, and you're locked into Beyond Ringside.
Most days go by without a whole lot of surprises. But what if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life, as you know it, has completely turned on its head? Would you be prepared? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, be ready. Get a kit. Make a plan. Be informed. Learn how at www.ready.gov. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Ad Council.
This is Jim Cornette. You are locked into the show of all time Beyond Ringside.
The odds of becoming a signed artist and having 3 #1 albums? 1 in 100 million. The odds of going on to win 6 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of this performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 110. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul Ellering, and you're locked into Beyond the Ringside.
Hi, this is Ozzy Osbourne. For many years, you know I've had a drink problem, and I'm trying to battle that problem every single day. But one thing I don't drive my car when I'm drinking. I get someone to drive me. Do not drink and drive. It's the stupidest thing. If you drink, just don't drive. Not only are you going to hurt yourself, you may hurt some other person, and you wouldn't want that on your conscience, would you?
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Listen up, this is the NWA North American Heavyweight Champion, the Temptation Sean Tempers, and right now, you are locked in with Beyond Ringside.
Let me try.
Okay, just remember what I showed you.
Yep, there was a bunny who had one big ear and another big ear. They looped-a-looped, made a bow, and the bunny hopped away. I did it!
Oh, good job, kiddo. Now let's tie your other shoe.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 1-877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Ben Masters, locking it down with Beyond Ringside. Don't miss it. Be there.
Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by AdoptUsKids.org.
I don't know how to talk like a parent. Don't make me come back there. You see what I mean? It's pretty awful. Try it again. Don't make me come back there. Now that's pretty good. That one kind of sounded like my dad. Weird.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is GCW's senior official Bernie Kowanowitz, and you are locked into Beyond Ringside.
Hi, this is Joe Perry and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith for Red. You know, it's okay to rock and roll and party down. Just don't get in that 2,000-pound bullet when you're done and cocked. And please don't drink and drive. I'm the one that jaded you.
A reminder that friends don't let friends drive drunk. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, U.S. Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
This is Bad Brad Armstrong, part of the famous Armstrong family of professional wrestling, and you're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Oh, thank you.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
This is Dale the Demon Torborg, and you're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Charlie!
Hey, did you see that play last night?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and they still lost.
Sure.
You know, when I was playing, what we tried to...
You played in the street.
I played in the service. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is the kid, he should have...
Yeah, Hey, you okay?
I don't know.
Someone call 911!
2 out of 3 people with diabetes die of a heart attack or stroke. But you can lower the risk. Ask your healthcare provider how. For more info, go to diabetesactnow.org. Brought to you by the American Diabetes Association and the Ad Council.
This is Dale the Demon Torborg, and you're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Hey parents, introducing the Communicizer. Go from boring old man speak.
Oh, you know, I'm here if you want to talk.
To 100% off the chain.
Text me whenever, yo.
I love you, Dad.
Communicizer is not available in stores because it doesn't exist. But that's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
That explains it. Okay, bring this down a little bit.
Hi, this is Emily Richards for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. One person's negligence shattered my life in a single instant. You see, my little sister Annie was killed by a drunk driver. Please, remember those you love. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
My name is Mary Crafts, and this is how I live united. I spent the last 24 years serving others in my catering company, but I felt that a huge part of our community was still being underserved, those invisible children and young families. With United Way, I advocate for them any way I can. As a volunteer, I go into people's homes and assess mother and infant well-being and help bring change and opportunity into their lives. Nothing feels as good as helping, so I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Welcome to the original Rockin' Wrestling Radio Show. Welcome to Beyond Ringside, your source for wrestling, MMA, and boxing in the Southeast. To contact the Ringside Roundtable of Beyond Ringside, email them at beyondringside@gmail.com. And now, your host for Beyond Ringside, the man, no myth, all legend, Fast Eddie Lane.
And we are live from the Full Range Entertainment Studios in beautiful Birmingham, Alabama. This is Beyond Ringside, wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Thank you, Mike Macaroni, for the introduction. Always great to hear from the cheesiest announcer in the business. And I'm always referred to as the second worst announcer in the building, or sometimes the worst. Who gives a damn? Welcoming in tag team partners, Mark Mabo Bowman.
Yeah, it's called respect. Look it up.
Understand the concept. Welcoming in Pro Wrestling Manager, the Wicked Nemesis.
Well, it just it falls into place to everything we've talked about before, and and if you don't have any respect, the business will suck you up and spit you out, and then once again you'll be on some outlaw show for the rest of your life. So kudos to that.
Understand that concept very well. Like to welcome everybody listening on the Facebook fan page, facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live, as well as our Ustream channel, letter ustream.tv/channel/Beyond-Ringside-Live. Welcoming in special guest at this time from New Breed Wrestling, Josh Snowden. Josh, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. How's everybody?
So far, so good. First off, with everything going on, I'm sure it's been chaotic down in your little corner of the world.
Oh, yeah. We've been trying to line up a good bit of stuff to get things rolling. This area was hot for us in the past, and it's definitely been a hotbed for pro wrestling since Southeastern and Continental. And, no one's really tried to really push, running regularly and getting it on TV and especially taking advantage of the internet and Facebook and Twitter, the social media. And with pro wrestling changing, but also, keeping to our tradition, of implementing pro wrestling into our program. That's our main focus. And getting into community centers and fundraisers to benefit these kids that are getting into too much trouble, and see it on the news every night, and we want to get into certain places that other promoters are scared to go to. And also, as well as working with news outlets like the local newspaper, the Montgomery Advertiser, that publishes us every week. And we're also going to possibly appearing on the local NBC affiliate here, WSFA. Just, because of the way we're trying to benefit the community of getting kids off the streets and into the ring. And we hope by the summer to be offering like a youth, or it'd have to be like training camps, for younger adults and some youth, just to get them something else to do. And with so much, we got so many dates that we're currently working on with our fundraisers and stuff like that. And we also, we're going to be returning to the bar scene. We did some, a while back at Strange Days. I think it was the last time I talked to you, maybe one other time. But we're going to be running the Blue Iguana in Prattville, which is like their biggest bar. And we're going to get a little crazy with those shows. They go a little bit over the top, but all of them are being filmed for TV, the web show, and for DVD sales. But we're just trying to bring in talent from all over the Southeast, actual pro wrestlers that are, some new guys, some veterans, but trying to establish a rotating roster, but people that need exposure and people that have gotten exposure to help elevate not only New Breed Wrestling, but to elevate pro wrestling in Alabama in general.
Right.
Because we're not looking to compete with anybody. We don't want to compete with anybody. We want to help build, the territory, in Alabama and, surrounding area. Again, Mad Dog and Micah have been doing a great job with GCW. In their section of Alabama out there, and they're doing great and doing similar format. And we're doing somewhat similar to some of the stuff they're doing. They have a great bunch of guys. I've worked with several of them myself. Still love the Inhuman Fly, one of my favorite workers of all time. And we're just, trying to do new stuff as well as, keep to our format of, being like a non-stop. Once the show starts, it doesn't stop until we have an intermission.
Right.
I mean, we don't have dead time, and, we push them, a couple of our, main people that we want to, get over with the fans. But, also be able for the local community, since there's going to be a lot of youth at the community events, to be able to look up to have a positive role model. And that way so we can hit different areas, not only Montgomery and Prattville, but also, with bringing it on TV, bringing a positive, secured environment and safe environment, to provide, live pro wrestling, as simple as that. With our edge to it, and it's worked for us in the past, and we've had to take some time off for personal reasons, and we've had deaths in the family and friends that have passed, and it's been tough, but we're looking to bounce back, and we figure the best way to do it is, actually going into the community instead of trying to compete with promoters and compete with other sporting events, just doing it ourselves, doing it with the city. And for those types of events, the bar events are totally different, but, we'll talk about that once we have dates for those shows. But,
okay.
And, like I said, we got a lot of good guys that are going to be there. Our champion, that many people know, he had a nice little feud down here years ago with Mad Dog Dan Sawyer as our champ, and he's also the Superior champ, Death Row. He's held several titles in Georgia and Alabama, and many people know him. He's going to be there, as well as we got the NWA Mississippi Tag Team Champions coming over to face our Tag Team Champions. That's one of the matches, but my president, he wants to talk about that. But I was just pretty much want everybody to know that it'll be on Friday, May 11th. We're going to open the doors around 6:30, and we'll probably start about 7:30. Admissions, $5 for kids that are 12 and under, and then and that's $10 for adults unless you have a military ID or pile driver clipping out of the newspaper, the Montgomery Advertiser. I know they take a couple bucks off. But this show is completely, family friendly, but you wouldn't be able to tell once, you actually get there and watch it. I mean, it's garnered for the crowd live, the DVDs, we're going to be shooting a lot of videos backstage and as well out in the crowd and in the audience and being completely interactive. That's what one of the things we're taking from Beyond Ringside is how you're interactive with your live crowd. I mean, radio crowd, doing the same thing at our shows for people that can't make it, just trying to be interactive, taking ideas from them, and, trying to be more interactive with the community and providing, good pro wrestling to spread a positive message, because pro wrestling's a lot of bad, people have come in and burnt towns and kind of hurt pro wrestling, and MMA's gotten so big that so many people are running, these BS, weekly fight night things, and we want to prove them wrong that they can come to these pro wrestling shows that are half the price, and these guys, hit harder than, and show it's not as fake as they think it is, and it's just as good, if not better, than the stuff they see on Monday and Friday nights, and, stuff like that, anything else, you need, that anybody wants to ask or need to hear, I see the chat room's kind of dead, but, like I said, we got a lot of stuff going on. I was going to pass the phone over to Ken so he can break, a few of the matches exclusively for the Beyond Ringside that haven't been released yet.
Okay.
So a little bit of breaking news, so that way, the people that did listen to it, they actually know what we're going, get a little heads up before we release it to the public. We'll release it to the paper and elsewhere. Would you guys like to speak with him now? Or?
Matter of fact, yeah, let's bring him in. Ken Carradima with New Breed Wrestling.
All right, well, here he is.
All right.
Hello, this is Ken.
Ken Carradima, welcome into Beyond Ringside. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, I am here. As always, it's got a lot going on. Trying to keep busy, trying to stay awake.
There you go. Understand that concept, too. From that vantage point, we're looking at a great show coming up on May the 11th down in Montgomery, Alabama at the Chisholm Community Center.
Yes, sir.
You've got some names that a lot of people are going to recognize around the southeastern U.S. You've got some names that may not be quite as familiar to a lot of the wrestling fans around the southeast. A couple of names that pop right off to my attention were Justin Overstreet. I've worked with him a number of times. Great character, great person in the ring, great behind the scenes. Mackenzie York, very talented young lady. Always great to watch her in the ring. DJ Pringle. I have had a chance to see him work on a couple of occasions. From that vantage point, the Widowmakers, slightly familiar with them, have not had a chance to work with them. But do me a favor, give us the rundown for May 11th at the Chisholm Community Center.
Okay, well, for our main event, we got the Widowmakers, who are the NWA Mississippi champs, are going to take on our New Breed tag champs of Black Ice. And the interesting thing with Black Ice is there's actually 3 gentlemen in that group, and we never know which 2 are going to wrestle.
So they're utilizing the Brotherhood rule, or also referred to as the Freebird rule.
Yes, basically the Freebird rule. And of course, you mentioned Mackenzie York. She'll be taking on Vision that night, which should be a very interesting match.
And actually, if Wicked hadn't jumped in, I was also going to say it was called the Merchants of Death rule, too.
No. No, we don't. No, we don't do that. You always know who you're going to get. It's always going to be some butt kicker. But go ahead, sir. I do apologize.
Yeah, no problem there. And to me, the match that's going to fascinate me the most is the NBA champ Death Row, who's been the thorn in my side lately. We have a little history. He's going to be taking on, I don't know if you're familiar with him, but Zane the Twisted One Stevens. And who also goes by Epic, but that there alone is going to be one very interesting match. It would not surprise me if they finish it out in the parking lot.
Those are always good. And of course, continuing on, sir.
Okay. Well, you mentioned Justin Overstreet.
Yeah.
He's going to be in a six-man tag that night with his regular partner, Shock.
Okay.
And they'll be teaming up with a JD Clash.
Okay.
And they're going against, what's Bracken's first name?
Chris Bracken.
They're going against Chris Bracken, Brian Cage, and CJ Awesome.
Okay. So you're going to have tag team action, singles action, six-man tag in progress. Now, who have you got lined up to take on Mackenzie York?
Well, Mackenzie York will be taking on Vision.
Okay.
And I said that should be a pretty interesting match. Yeah. And I know there's been some talk of Joy Killer wrestling at the show, but he's not going to wrestle at the show. He had actually lost a match to Anderson a while back that was supposed to end his career. So as far as I'm concerned, his career's over at New Breed. He will not wrestle at New Breed.
Okay.
Hang on. All right. Anything else you want to know about what's going on?
Well, you've got 4 matches so far. How many have you got total on the card?
Actually, I got 6 matches.
Okay.
DJ Pringle will be taking on Damon LeVay.
Okay.
And
actually familiar with both DJ and Damien.
Okay.
Mike Fresco.
Yeah, Mike Fresco will be taking on T.A. Jones. Terry Allen Jones.
Okay. What kind of background can you give us on those two?
I'm sorry?
What kind of background can you give us on both? Because I'm not familiar with either one of those.
T.A. Jones, he's out of Florida. Works for Ultimate Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he has like 2 or 3 titles through them. And as for Fresca, he's out of he's from Florida too. I'm not really sure what all federations he's been working with down there.
Pretty sure Ultimate Wrestling.
But I know he has been jumping around between a few of them. You know, so we're just trying to find the best that we can find in the area not in the area, around the southeast, so that people aren't coming in and seeing the same people that they see every time they go to a show.
Right. Now, where exactly is the Chisholm Community Center located?
Okay, the Chisholm Community Center is right off of Northern Boulevard, next to the zoo. If you're traveling 65, you get off on Northern Boulevard, and when you see a sign that says the zoo, you turn there, and you can't miss the Chisholm Community Center because it's actually right there next to the zoo.
Okay. How much are tickets going to be for the event?
Okay, tickets for adults, it's $10 a ticket that's over 12. It's from 12 and under is $5, and 3 and under is free.
Okay. And doors are going to open at what time?
I'm sorry?
What time are the doors going to be opening?
The doors will open up at 6:30, and they're scheduled to bell time is 7:30. Now, we are doing with the admission, we are doing a deal where if they bring military ID, they'll get $2 off.
Nice.
And for the early birds, it might be a bonus match.
Yeah, and also for those that show up early, even though the bell time is 7:30, there will possibly be, which it looks like more than likely be, a bonus match before the actual bell time.
Plus, raffles, giving out raffles, giving out DVDs.
And we'll also be giving away some DVDs and tickets to other shows.
Okay. Let me see. 6 matches on the card. Sounds like you've got a great lineup working right there so far. Of course, with the ticket price, solid ticket pricing, bell time, you get and maybe even a surprise sneak-in match, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Wicked Nemesis, come on in for a second. Got a question for Ken Carradima or Josh Snowden?
Yes, I do. Really quick. How is, you're talking about your interaction with the fans. Obviously, you guys are kind of have that show, that wrestling show mentality, outlaw show mentality. The fans, the interaction with the fans. I see that you have CJ Awesome on there. First of all, congratulations. CJ Awesome is a heck of a guy and a heck of a model American. And CJ Awesome, I mean, do you guys actually roll out the red carpet when he comes down? Because you really should.
I hate to say, we don't roll out the red carpet for nobody.
Oh my goodness, man. Well, I'm not a fanboy or anything. I've been in this business quite some time, so I just want to ask you guys really quick. How do you guys feel about? Are you a wrestling show or are you an event? Because I keep hearing show, event. And if you will, let us know why and about the outlaw condentations of your event. Would you like to talk about those?
Well, we're more about the wrestling than we are about the show. We don't have the guys on the mic running their mouth for 15, 20 minutes at a time. Once the show starts, it stays at a steady pace, and it keeps the crowd interested and up in arms over what's going on.
So somebody that cuts a promo can't keep the fans up in arms?
No, always. If the promo is cut at the right time and it's about the right stuff, they can keep the crowd up. But if you've been in the business a while, you should know as well as I do, you have too many times where somebody will get on the mic when they're not supposed to, and they can kill a crowd.
I used to work the outlaw shows years and years ago, about 5 or 6 years ago. Yes, sir, I understand. I remember the outlaw shows where the guys come in, they have no respectability. They come in, they grab the mic, they start running off. They don't realize that this guy's a vet, and things start getting switched around. Yeah, I've been to those shows, where they can't cut a promo. They go out, they don't promote, things like that. When they do promote, they're stupid, in their promotions. I understand that completely. I just wanted to make sure, because I want to know if you were an event or a show, and obviously, as you guys said, you are a wrestling show. So thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Now, do me a favor, Ken. Do me a favor. Slide Josh back on for just a minute, okay?
All right. Give me 1 second. Let me grab him.
Yep. Joshua, welcome back in.
All right, what's going on?
Now, you've got the event lined up 2 weeks away, going to be on May 11th down in Montgomery, Alabama. Now, you've also got some additional shows coming up in the very near future, right?
That's correct. On Sunday, May 20th, we're going to do a special matinee event. It's actually being held at a church called the Bridge of Life, which is it's located on the corner of Vaughn Road and Ryan Street. I'll post the actual, or they can go to our events page, and the actual address is on there. If they go to our New Breed page, which is facebook.com/MBWPro, or also I'll post it on the Beyond Ringside fan page.
Very good.
So people can check that out. I know we got Timothy Haney, that works. He's one of the Florida guys. I believe him, Mike Fresca, are coming in for that. White Trash, who were the Superior Tag Team Champions, and they were running Electric, and now they're running Valley Grand, Selma area. They've been around a while too, like over in Georgia. John Boy especially, he's wrestled for at least 20 years. Fairly known, not real known, but known enough. And we got some other guys, Ugly Kid Josh, as well as Cool Breeze, Andrew Anderson. He's part of Black Ice. He's going to be there, as well as Livewire, Justin Overstreet, and a few other guys. I mean, it's going to be a nice little show for a matinee, and it's also helping to proceed the church as well. It's like a benefit type deal for them as well.
Okay.
And I think if I'm not mistaken, the tickets are only going to be like $6 or something like that, and I believe it's going to start at I think it starts at 5, or the doors open at 4. Yeah, I think the doors open at 4, and it's going to start at 5. And there'll be like plenty of food, actual food. Like if people want to come in and eat, they're more than welcome. Not just like chips and drinks. There'll actually be food where they can eat. And that's, a little bit different setup. We've done church shows in the past, but it's not necessarily a church show, but it's kind of like half and half. We're, working with them to, so we can use it for the footage for the web TV show, as well as the DVDs, and as well as being able to get some more youth, interested in pro wrestling, and, not taken away from MMA or anything else, but let them put down the controller for a day, the video games, and, come out and watch a little wrestling, and being in the afternoon. The time might change on that show, so I'd advise for people to keep up to date on the new breed pages, just in case the time does change, which it shouldn't change, but maybe an hour. But other than that, it's going to be a sweet little show. We might even have a band playing at that show. If we do have a band playing, it's going to be, I forget the record label they're on, but they're featured in Extreme Rock Magazine and Hardcore Media 316, which is a label, Disowning Caleb, who've played at one of our previous rock and wrestling events, and they might be performing. We're still working out the finer details on that event, just to kind of give, some people, little something to do before, the show actually starts, to have a little music playing. And we're actually, next Sunday, I'll probably give you guys a call in on Beyond Ringside to let you guys know about a couple autograph signing places that we'll be at before the shows on the 11th, and especially before the 20th.
Okay.
And then and by that time we should have the 2 or 3 other dates that should have tomorrow or Tuesday is when they're supposed to give us the dates for those. And other than that, there's like I said, we got the dates working. They're just trying to fit it into their schedule and our schedule, so we can try to get things together where we can almost make a little tour out of it and not do too much at one place. We want to spread it out, because Montgomery and Prattville combined, and we're also planning doing Wetumpka and some other areas. We got to stretch it out, and more than likely I would say by at the latest August, we're probably going to go every week, at least once a week, but a different area, each week, and hopefully be on TV, and especially with the internet show, I think that's going to help us out a lot, especially keeping people up to date with our characters, and our storylines. That's one thing that we haven't really done before, because we probably should have, but I was more concerned of working myself over in other promotions, as well as running, the Alabama Wrestling Update page, which I have someone running that for me now, thank God, who's been doing a really good job keeping that up to date with all the, wrestling shows and, around Alabama, letting people know that, pro wrestling, independent wrestling, I hate even calling it independent wrestling, but, not, backyard, not outlaw, not renegade, not carnival wrestling, but pro wrestling, good, pure, independent wrestling that people can find in their areas, and all they have to do is look on that page or listen to Beyond Ringside and be able to find out about all these, the shows, and that's, hopefully we can get some more of our listeners to start listening to the show, because we think it's a great idea, and I've been listening to it since before I started working, when it was actually on the radio and doing live broadcasts at wrestling shows up in GCW.
Oh yeah.
And I had a great time. I still love that concept. And I wish they could get back in that 5 Points Music Hall, I know it's done changed up, but
multiple
I
owners.
just love the setup of it, and I mean, it was just good memories. I mean, it was a lot of good stuff back then, and pretty much just want to get back to everybody, just we can prove that Alabama's a hotbed for talent, and that's one of the main things. People think everybody comes out looking like a hillbilly or overweight. I mean, if that's their gimmick and they can work, that's great for them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a lot of people think people would just go on to Walmart, get in their wrestling gear, and or a truck driver or something like that. And I think a lot of people in the South and other areas, that I've contacted or people contacted us, from New York and other areas, thinking that promotion's not just us, but GCW or AWA or the Ultimate NWA, and all these other promotions, not just us. They think that it's just a bunch of people that haven't been trained, and I always reply, I take it personally, because as long as you know me, promoting the other page is I've try to promote wrestling in general,
right?
Not just New Breed, and I burned some bridges when I was younger, when I tried to get into it way before I should have, without listening to the people I should have been listening to, and I made my peace with everybody that I burned over, including even like Mad Dog, because I did some stupid stuff when I was younger, and there's still some younger guys that are doing that, and that's one of the reasons why I launched some of the pages. I just launched it not too long ago. It's called Wrestling with Substance Abuse, because there's so many pro workers out there that are especially the WWE guys and all that. They can cover it up all they want to, but it happens on the independent scene too, especially when you're working 2 or 3 nights a week,
right?
And it's going to be a non-profit organization. That's something I'd like to come on at a later date, once we get it up and running, and get some more information on it. But we just think doing stuff like that, helping the community and helping wrestlers and trying to work with other promoters instead of competing, so we can build up Alabama and the Southeast in general eventually, where people will start coming out and be like, hey, we don't have to watch the crap that's on TV. We can watch this, or go up here, drive an hour here, and see something live that's way more more action packed and better stories, and all in all a better family experience, and especially gets the kids away from stuff that that's been redundant over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's time for, even though Vince probably won't ever let anybody run a territory again, but it doesn't mean that workers can't fight him on that and build up our own, and move forward, instead of trying to keep dwelling on the past and worrying about the athletic commission in Alabama, because anybody with a business license is, or running under, or doing a fundraiser or any type of thing like that, the athletic commission cannot touch them, and unless they're putting just wrestling, on their flyer,
right?
Because then they can consider that amateur wrestling, and that's their own fault. Promoter, I'd suggest to any other promoters, make sure it says professional wrestling or sports entertainment, even though I know I hated using that. But unless you want to get shut down or get a fine or anything like that, it's the best way to go about it.
It really is. Josh, we've got to run because we got to head for the top of the hour, but thank you for taking the time to come on with us this evening. Folks, mark your calendars, make your plans. May 11th.
Sounds good.
Huh?
I appreciate it.
Not a problem. May 11th in Montgomery, Alabama at the Chisholm Community Center. It is New Breed Wrestling live. Also upcoming dates on May 20th as well. We'll have all the upcoming information right here on BR. And keep your eyes open on the Alabama Wrestling Update page as well. Once again, as always, pleasure to talk to you. Our special guest, Josh Snowden, as well as Ken Karadima with New Breed Wrestling, have just gone beyond ringside, and we'll be back in just a minute.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
It's a quarter after one.
On the night with Lady Annabella and Darius Rucker.
So this is not my bad comeback song.
June 21st at Oak Mountain Amphitheater.
Just a kiss on your lips in the moonlight.
Lady Annabella on the Night 2012 World Tour.
Baby, you're the only one I run to.
Lady Annabella Live and Darius Rucker.
It won't be like this for long.
Plus special guest Thompson Square.
You gonna kiss me all night.
June 21st at Oak Mountain Amphitheater. Get reserved seats now at livenation.com or charge by phone.
Hey, I'm just looking for.
Don't miss Lady Annabella and Darius Rucker with special guest Thompson Square. Sponsored by GAC. Buy tickets at livenation.com.
The biggest bands in rock. The wildest stage shows on earth. The biggest live event of the summer.
Everybody's gonna move their feet.
Kiss and Motley Crue. The Tour 2012. It doesn't get any better than this. July 31st, Oak Mountain Amphitheater. 2 iconic bands, 1 historic tour. Kiss, Motley Crue. July 31st, Oak Mountain Amphitheater. Reserve seats are on sale now. Buy tickets at livenation.com or charge by phone at 800-745-3000. Kiss and Motley Crue. Buy tickets at livenation.com.
Hi, I'm Drew Brees, NFL quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, here with Bugs Bunny to remind you to get moving every day.
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
you fuel your body and your mind.
So what do you like to throw around the football like Drew?
Skateboard, ride a bike, or dance in your room.
Just move it your way.
And be a player.
Get up and play an hour a day, Doc. Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
At letsmove.gov. A message from the Ad Council and HHS.
This is Angel, half of the Double Trouble Morning Team on Distant Thunder Radio, and you are locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by AdoptUsKids.org.
I know more about cooking dinner for a party of 12 than about packing a lunch for a 12-year-old. I know kids like things like fish sticks. Fillets, I get, but sticks? Maybe we can just compromise on mac and cheese. Can you make that with Brie?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bill Behrens, and you're watching, you're listening, you're experiencing Beyond Ringside, and you are a better person for it. Trust me.
Foreclosure is hard on every member of the family, but your family is not alone. If you're struggling with your mortgage, there is help. To learn about the government's Making Home Affordable program,
Aloha, this is Tracy Taylor, all the way from Honolulu, Hawaii, the island girl, and you're locked into Beyond Ringside.
Sitting ready to roll. Let's do this thing. Welcome back into Beyond Ringside. 13 before the top of the hour. Like to say thank you to Josh Snowden and Ken Karadima for coming on with us this evening from New Breed Wrestling, upcoming event on May 11th and on May 20th. Going to have a little bit more information. Also, once again, don't forget you can download recent interviews and complete episodes courtesy of iTunes. Just do it's easy. Go to the podcast store. It is podcast store on iTunes, and it is just that easy. Tell you what, I'm going to hold on the phone lines at this phase of the game because we are coming up toward the top of the hour and we are all going to depart at 7 o'clock. So from that vantage point, once again, we were originally going to open up phone lines, but we're going to actually put that on hold. I apologize for that. We'll open them up on next week's broadcast. And we may have some surprises coming up for next week. Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live and BeyondRingside.com. Thank you. Like I said, we're gonna we were gonna open up the phone lines, but situations are not working out in that direction. We're all gonna depart at 7 o'clock. From that vantage point, good Lord, let me spin around here real quick and see if I can get everything set up on monitor 4 in about 2 seconds, because I want to go ahead and run predictions while I have a hot second. Y'all up for it?
What? Yeah, go. What?
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're thinking right now because you've already
No,
said.
I was just going to say real quick, preparation, it's not just a salve for your butthole. It's something you want to have when you get ready to do certain things.
There you go. Tonight, Divas Champion Nikki Bella taking on Beth Phoenix. Mabo.
All right, real quick, I'm going to run this down. I'm going to say two things are going to happen. Beth Phoenix is going to come out and say she can't wrestle or she wants to wrestle. If she can't wrestle, Nikki's going to be all like, hey, look at me, I'm a champion. And then Karma's going to come out and beat the crap out of her, win the belt. Or Nikki's going to go over, win, and Karma's going to beat the crap out of her tomorrow night and win the belt, and the Bellas are gone. If the Bellas keep the belt, then you know what? Then they've re-signed. There you go.
There you go. Wicked Nemesis, your thoughts?
I believe Karma wins tonight.
There you go. I'll take that one too. U.S. Championship actually should be over by now over on the live feed, so I'm going to disregard that because I haven't kept track over on the YouTube page.
Well, let's just say Santino wins anyway.
Yay. Okay. Yeah, Wicked, did Santino win or does Santino win?
Santino.
Okay, I say Santino wins because other than that, The Miz would have to lose. Intercontinental Championship, Big Show, Cody Rhodes, Mabo.
I heard that it's going to be a tables match since it's a Cody gets the pick rule or whatever. By the way, Santino won. They're doing a roulette. Cody, they said on the shirts it was a table match. I think they're going to let Big Show keep it one more month.
Wicked.
Show.
I'm agreeing. Randy Orton, Kane, Falls Count Anywhere, Mabo.
Randy Orton.
Wicked.
It's got to be Orton.
And I'm going Kane. WWE Championship, CM Drunk versus Chris Amaho. Chicago Street Fight, Mabo.
I gotta go Punk. I'm hoping Punk.
Wicked.
I think that Jericho wins tonight.
I'm hoping they let Punk keep the belt one more month. World Championship, Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, 2 out of 3 falls. Mabo.
Sheamus.
Wicked.
Sheamus.
Cena Lesnar, Extreme Rules match. Mark.
Oh, God, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. Honestly, I don't know.
Okay, Wicked.
Got to be Lesnar.
It's got to be Lesnar at this particular point, and that's going to destroy Cena's situation all the way across the board. He lost the match. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, then you know what? I'll just go ahead and be in agreement with everybody else then.
Yeah, because, I mean, think about it. He did the JOB, or did the honors to the Rocket Mania. Then they put Tensai over him through the, by hook or by crook. And at this point, so it's like, okay, is the face of the WWE actually going to be undergoing a major slump? I haven't felt this bad about John Cena right now since the gimmick with the Nexus. So from that vantage point, yeah, unfortunately they've dug themselves a hole, and there's only one way to do it, and that is to actually put Lesnar over in this regard. Does this look like the throwaway pay-per-view of the year so far, considering it's only April, or does this one hold some substance in there because of certain matches? Mark?
I'm going to say it holds a little bit of substance, you know. I mean, it's the return of Brock Lesnar. So, yeah.
Wicked.
I'm sorry, I think I missed that. What'd you say?
Throwaway pay-per-view, or does it actually hold substance?
Oh, because Brock's back has got to hold substance somewhat.
Well, see, I'm not that bit. Like I said, I wasn't a fan of Lesnar the first time around. I remember all the bull crap that happened when he left wanted to go play for the Minnesota Vikings, and that didn't work out, so he wanted to get back in wrestling, but he pissed off Vince and everybody else. Vince exercised the non-compete, even tried to block him from wrestling in Japan. And then, lo and behold, he starts training for mixed martial arts, has the bouts with diverticulitis, ends up having to leave MMA, comes crawling back to WWE now that he's a UFC champion. Vince McMahon is not stupid. He's banking on the marketability. Other than that, that's the only throwaway aspect of this entire pay-per-view. I'm sorry.
Have you heard how much he makes this pay-per-view without merchandise sales?
No, I have not.
$175,000.
Really?
Yes, sir. Without merchandise sales, $175,000 for Brock tonight, guaranteed.
Nice. Well, must be nice to have that kind of payday. Of course, that's almost what he made per fight over in over in UFC. WWUFC. Makes sense.
Brawl for all. Bring it back.
Say what?
Bring back the brawl for all.
Brawl for all. Yeah,
Bart Gunn.
Bart Gunn. Yeah, that was a mistake. Thank you, Dr. Steve Williams, for. Oh God, he was actually supposed to go over in that because Jim Ross admitted that later, and Bart Gunn screwed up. Either that or Bart Gunn. Well, we saw how well that affected his career, didn't it? Bye-bye, gone, see ya. Unfortunately, because Barton, both of the Guns were actually quite talented. I enjoyed watching them in the ring. However, Mabo, I know that you're about to get bugged because you're going to an undisclosed location to catch the pay-per-view.
Yes.
And we're making our way to the top of the hour, so I'm going to go ahead and say, Mabo, throw the shameless plugs real quick before you run.
Twitter, ME_BO, Facebook, Mark Bowman. I have been screwing up my own PSN screen name. It's actually MA_BO_XXL. So if you want to play WWE or DC Universe Online, hit me up on there. Eyewitness Store. I think they got some new stuff coming in.
Yes.
Let's see. BevNerd, who actually is listening in. What's up? You can find him at BevNerd on Twitter, BevNerd on Facebook, BevNerd.com, SkyPilotProject.org. Check it out. Bob's Comics. Check back episodes for the address.
Wait a minute, Jason. Tell you what, I'll make a deal. Jason, send me a text. I think you still got my number. If all else fails, if you're on Skype, send me a message through there real quick. And I'll come back after the top of the hour. If you're able to call in, we'll do a full promo for BevNerd. Haha. Either that or send me a Facebook message real quick because I'll be able to see it. Go ahead.
Is that everything?
Yes, I think.
Oh, okay.
Catch me on text in a little while, Mark.
Actually, okay.
Take care, bro.
Bye-bye.
Wicked, I know you've got a bug at 7 o'clock. Go ahead and throw the shameless plugs. You were going to mention Pro South from Friday night.
I was just going to say Friday night that, it come down to one thing, and that was us winning. And that's how it goes sometimes. So at Wicked Nemesis, on Twitter, Wicked Nemesis Enoch Tessarian, Wicked Nemesis Enoch on VO Daily Motion. Got some new stuff up on YouTube. Pro South this Friday, and this Saturday I'm off, thank God. And I'm out. I'm out. Thanks, Eddie.
Take care, Wicked. We'll see you later, brother. Folks, it's been a hell of a week. First off, thank you to my tag team partners. Like I said, Brooks Logan will be returning with us very soon. Doors always open. Of course, he's working a shoot job right now. It's kind of making it difficult because you got to make the dollar, plain and simple. Mabo headed for, by the way, want to say hello to Amanda and Ken. Hope y'all are having a great time. Wish I could join y'all over there. Wicked, of course, one of the hardest working men of this industry, and I pride myself on being in that same class because I'm bouncing all over the place. He's working more wrestling shows than I am. I'm just... Oh, God, 600 different jobs. You can find me on Wednesday nights. Actually, tell you what, you can find me Tuesday night up in the press box on the public address system for the Birmingham Barons. Want to say hello to Nick Dobrev. I hope I pronounced his last name right because I never know if I do or not because he never said his last name. Kurt Bloom, the entire cast and crew with the Birmingham Barons, thank you for putting up with me. It is an honor. I will see y'all Tuesday night as we return to Regions Park for a 7:05 first pitch, and you damn right, it's 50-cent hot dog night. Love it. From that vantage point, Wednesday night, Papa Sia's in Helena, Alabama. Thursday night, Buffalo Wild Wings in Hoover. Friday night, Buffalo Wild Wings, Alabaster. Start times for the Wednesday, Thursday nights shows. Wednesday night is 8 o'clock at Sia's. Thursday night, 9 o'clock at B-Dubs in Hoover, and 10 o'clock B-Dubs Alabaster. This coming Saturday night, I will be back with the family in Global Championship Wrestling in Palmerdale, Alabama, at the Palmerdale Homestead Community Center. Also, speaking of Global Championship Wrestling, 2 quick notes. Number 1, last night, hell of a night in Pell City, Alabama. 8 huge matches. We had a great crowd. I think it was right at 205, 210. Through the door. Thank you to everybody who took the time to come out last night. It was great to be, and I actually had 5 minutes to go around and say hi to some folks. and meet some new people. So I live for that kind of an opportunity, and I actually was able to get there early, get everything set up, and get it all done and ready to go. That way, when the doors open and when I hit intermission, it's like, I'm set. I can say hi now. I can get down off the stage and quit bouncing for 5 seconds. Good friend of mine, Remy, dude, the outfit rocked. Longtime friend of the GCW family, longtime extended family. A lot of them know him as Chris, a lot of them know as Remy. Came dressed as classic Fast Eddie Lane last night. The mock turtle, the black vest, the glasses. He grew the beard out to match what I would normally do. He's been doing that for a lot of the characters lately, and I'm humbled, I'm flattered, and just honored is still an understatement. So, Chris, dude, it rocked, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to get a picture made. And I have a feeling that the video segment we shot is actually going to make television over on GCW TV Sunday mornings, 1 a.m. on the CW in the Central Alabama market. So, and I will be hosting Global Championship Wrestling's GCW Radio in just over 2 hours and 2 minutes from right now. It airs live at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Check out facebook.com/Global Championship Wrestling. It is just that easy. Yeah. No, sorry. Facebook.com/GCW Pro Wrestling. I apologize. It's so many different brandings. Best of Beyond Ringside 24/7 is up. This episode will be uploaded in its entirety a little bit later on in the evening, and the podcast returns very soon. Brooks, miss you, man. Paulie, I hope everything comes together for you. I heard situations. I'm not going to go into depth on air. I wish you the best. The door is always open, and I wish a full recovery, my friend. That's all I can say. To the entire cast and crew, thank you for everything that you do for this show. It is definitely an honor to work with everybody that is on this team. So I will say it like this. Thank you again to Josh Snowden and to Ken Karadima for coming on from New Breed Wrestling. Shows Montgomery, Alabama, May 11th. You got it at the Chisholm Community Center. We'll be back at it next Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and we will have some big news coming up on upcoming guests for Beyond Ringside. Keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com. For all of us on the crew, for Brooks Logan, for Paulie Wells, for Mark Mabo Bowman, for the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, this is the Magic City Motormouth, Fast Eddie Lane saying we'll see you next time right here on Beyond Ringside. Bye for now.